Chapter 195, Zutui's Focus. Zutui nimbly put on the silver mask. It was a very handsome mask with distinct edges and corners. However, it was also filled with killing intent. Then, he inserted the anonymous trading card into the handheld betting device and placed a bet of 1 million on the spot. He checked the silver pills in his pockets and confirmed the flying sword in front of his chest. The energy field in his dantian quickly surged out and swayed slightly in the direction of his chest. After making sure that there were no mistakes, Zutui walked from the waiting area to the arena passageway. Zutui passed through the long corridor and stood at the standard combat position in the arena after he checked his battle number. The standard combat distance of the regular arenas here was the same as that of the Wuxia sector. It was also 10 meters. 3 seconds later, another tall man wearing a black wolf mask quickly arrived at the other side of the arena. The moment he arrived, he patted his chest and howled at Zutui. He was filled with a fighting spirit. Cheers and applause immediately rang out around the arena. Almost at the same time, the number of bets placed by the opponent codenamed Night Wolf increased by a large margin. The odds dropped from the initial 1 to 1.5. The drop in the odds meant that the audience thought highly of him. Zutui ignored him. He calmly stared at the big screen. The information displayed on the big screen was very simple. Huang Tianba, 19 years old. Night Wolf, 26 years old. Zutui's odds kept increasing. The increase in the odds meant that the audience did not think highly of him. However, he was very happy as he looked at the increasing odds. The higher the odds, the higher the rewards. This was what Zutui wanted to see the most. As for the outcome, he had invested everything he had. He would definitely risk his life at a critical moment. The discussions around the arena continued. It was mainly because Zutui was too young. Although the minimum age was 18, in reality, challengers below the age of 20 were very rare. There were not many 21-year-olds. He dares to come here to play at the age of 19. He's either a real genius or a newborn calf whose brain has been spoiled by his friends. Let's bet and have some fun. Outside the arena, there were constant discussions. There were also many people betting on Huang Tianba's name. However, Night Wolf, who was in the ring, had already taken out his weapon. He had a short blade in his left hand and a long alloy claw in his right hand. It was obvious that he was an assassin-type extreme branch cultivator. He kept waving his weapon and roaring, showing off his might. With every few roars, the number of bets placed on Night Wolf would increase by a large margin. On the contrary, Zutui stood there and stared at the electronic screen. He did not do anything. In the eyes of many audiences, Zutui was stunned by this. There were even people who wondered if Zutui had been scared silly. There were more than 3,000 people in the audience. Even if each of them bet $1,000, the total bet would still reach 3 million. If the average bet was 10,000, the total bet would start at 30 million. Most of the people who came here had bet tens of thousands of dollars. There were not many people like Zutui who placed a bet of $1 million. 3 minutes passed quickly. Night Wolf's odds kept going lower and lower. In the end, his odds were fixed at 1 to 1.33. Zutui's odds kept increasing until they finally reached 1 to 1.67. Zutui was a little dissatisfied with the odds. I'm only 19 years old. They should have bet on me losing. Why would someone bet on me winning? Huang, did you find the information? Zutui asked softly when the battle was about to start. Zutui could sense that Huang was doing its best to search for information. The communication device on his wrist was frighteningly hot. There's too little information. Currently, I've just obtained the faces captured by the public cameras when he was spending time in Sea Paradise. I'm currently comparing the data in the entire Wuxia sector's genetic newcomer class library. I still need some time. I might need more than 10 minutes. Huang's voice was a little weak. Forget it. Stop. There's too little information available. Zutui gave the order in the softest voice. Almost at the same time, the referee on the stage roared. 5-second countdown. Get ready. A countdown was projected on the arena floor. Night Wolf lowered his body and retracted his short blade and alloy claws at the same time. Killing intent surged out. This guy has seen blood before. He has even killed before. Zhu Tui immediately made a judgment. Some of the audience in the arena were even happier when they saw this scene. Night Wolf's performance was better than they had expected. On the contrary, Huang Tianba was too weak. The countdown reaches 0. Night Wolf instantly turned into an afterimage and pounced out. Moreover, judging from the way he pounced, Night Wolf was definitely experienced in combat. He operated in a disorderly manner. "Kill him, Tiramapert! Get rid of this bastard!" Historicalers rang out in the arena. Whoosh! Swish! Silver light flashed across the stage. Night Wolf, who had just pounced within 5 meters of Zhu Tui, suddenly staggered and fell to the ground. He let out a muffled groan of pain. There was already a bloody hole the size of a soybean on his thigh. Blood gushed out. Night Wolf raised his head and was about to roll and attack. However, the moment he raised his head, Night Wolf saw that Zhu Tui, who had taken advantage of the situation and retreated more than 10 meters away, had a bloody silver pill hovering above his head. He was staring at him coldly. It made him gonum. The indifference and coldness in his eyes made Night Wolf shiver. His heart suddenly trembled. He understood Huang Tianba's gaze. If he dared to attack again, the next attack would be a headshot. Night Wolf instantly cowered. My thigh has been pierced. I've lost my mobility. I admit defeat," Night Wolf stammered to the referee. The referee was also a being with very powerful mind power. The situation of the battle was already clear. Night Wolf's thigh was pierced. Huang Tianbuan's. As soon as this announcement was made, the audience around the arena immediately exploded. "Shit, are you guys acting? 1 second. The battle ended in 1 second. Are you telling me that this is actual combat? Scram! Give him back Mimini!" The crowd outside the arena was in an uproar, but Zhu Tui acted as if he did not hear them. He walked straight down the arena and picked up a bottle of mineral water to rinse his silver pills. After all, this was a regular arena. He could not headshot Night Wolf. Zhu Tui was not bloodthirsty to the point where he would kill anyone he saw. However, the warning in his eyes was definitely not fake. If Night Wolf still tried to attack after his thigh was pierced, then what awaited him was a headshot. Zhu Tui would not hold back in the face of his own safety. The angry roars from the audience did not affect the organizers at all. The challenge continued, and the next pair of newcomers fought. Clearly, they were already used to it. "Brother Zhu, you are really clean." When he saw Zhu Tui, who was wearing a silver mask, return, Zhong Ziking quickly went up to him. Zhu Tui nodded. He immediately checked the balance on the anonymous trading card. He approached the communication device. The number on the anonymous trading card with a long serial number made Zhu Tui grin. 1.66 million, it should be 1,670,000 yuans. However, the organizer of the regular arena had drawn 1% of the dividends, so it was short of a few. However, it did not matter if they took 1% of the money. This was also the reason why there were so many people at Sea Paradise. Zhu Tui refreshed it again. It showed that he had received another 50,000 yuans in transactions. This was his appearance fee. It was only a few minutes, and Zhu Tui's personal assets had increased to 1.71 million. Zhong Ziking suddenly slapped himself when he saw the smile on Zhu Tui's face. FCAC, did water enter my brain? I don't even know how to pick up money. Zhong Ziking was filled with regret. If he had bet everything he had just now, he could have earned 1 million yuan. Unfortunately, he only bet 500,000, so he had only earned 300,000 yuans. It was fine if he did not count this debt. Zhong Ziking was so regretful that he almost vomited blood. If he really earned 1 million yuan, the financial problems he faced recently would slow down a little. What a pity! Such a good opportunity had been missed by his cautiousness. Zhong Ziking was so angry that he hit his inner thigh a few more times. He twitched in pain. There were a total of 10 newcomer matches. One of the unlucky ones got a bye. About 40 minutes later, the 10 matches between the newcomers ended. Zhu Tui had not bet on anyone else other than himself in these 10 matches. During this period, he only focused on studying the other people's matches and analyzed the pros and cons and the best plan with a Huang. It had to be said that the regular arena in Sea Paradise was very cruel. In the 10 newcomer matches, 1 died on the spot, 2 were seriously injured, and 2 lost their ability to fight. There were only 5 newcomers left who could still fight. According to the rules of the organizers, the challengers who were present and were willing to fight today would be given a chance to win once. They would choose 5 people to fight in the pool. This was the first time a newcomer had participated in a challenge. They would either take the initiative to leave after winning 3 consecutive rounds and obtaining additional rewards, or they would lose their ability to fight. That was their Yule. 20 minutes later, Zutua's second match arrived. A 24-year-old opponent. He was slightly stronger than Night Wolf, however, he only lasted for a second in front of Zutua. This time, Huang Tianba, who Zutua had transformed into, used 2 silver pills to pierce through the man's thighs. One of the silver pills broke a thigh bone. This person screamed on the spot and could not even get up. He won easily. However, Zutua was more concerned about the dividends he had won from the bets. 1.71 million. He was fully invested. His capital had increased significantly. However, Zutua's odds were much lower this time. Zutua's performance in the first round was too relaxed. Furthermore, he displayed the abilities of the Mystery Branch. The label of a 19-year-old Mystery Branch genius, Huang Tianba, was put on Zutua. Zutua's odds went from 1.5 to 1.19. Most people thought that Zutua would win. Of course, there were still people who did not place bets. In less than 30 seconds after Zutua left the arena, the balance of the anonymous trading card was refreshed. The balance of the trading card first became 2.03 million. Zutua had only earned 320,000 yuans after deducting 1.71 million yuans. Then, the appearance fee came. There was an additional 60,000 yuans. His anonymous trading card balance is 2.09 million.